Commercial formula and natural blended diet. One of these can lead to digestion problems, while the other helps the gut and mental health. How does the food you eat, or the food you're fed, directly impact mood, memory, and even neurological disorders? In this video, we'll compare commercial enteral formula with a real food blended diet, explore how gut health affects brain function, and look at how switching to blended meals can support cognitive development and mental well-being. Welcome to Best Fed Kid. Commercial formulas are these, containing highly processed and synthetic ingredients like maltodextrin, vegetable oils, and emulsifiers. They provide basic nutrition, really basic nutrition, and lack the complexity of whole foods. A blended diet is made from real whole foods, vegetables, proteins, healthy fats, and fibre, the real stuff, which offer a more natural balance of nutrients and bioavailable compounds that benefit gut and brain health. For most of history, the idea that the trillions of organisms floating about your gut could directly affect mental health has been seen as pretty out there. However, since 2009, scientists from all sorts of fields have started to realise that the health of our gut, the microbiota, that mad ecosystem in our intestines, affects our brains, our behaviour, and our mental health. Thousands of peer-reviewed scientific papers have been published around the world into all aspects of this relationship, with more and more research every year. They've even started calling it the second brain because of the way the vagus nerve links the two organs so intimately. One simple, clear example of this is that 95% of serotonin, the happiness chemical, is actually produced in the gut. Hundreds of studies now show that the healthier the gut, meaning the number and variety of healthy bacteria living there, the more serotonin was produced, decreasing anxiety and depression and a series of other conditions associated with poor mental health. Another study, backed up by many others, showed that the inflammation in the gut leads directly to inflammation in the brain, linking gut health to conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, and most directly of all to Crohn's disease. But this can be taken much further. This study showed how a healthy, vibrant gut with the full fecal array of bacteria led to much better mental health, and even identified that conditions like anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, and ASD were directly linked to the variety and liveliness of the contents of your intestine. We seem to know this instinctively. When you're nervous, you have butterflies in your stomach. When you're disappointed, you're gutted. When scared, you might be No, we'll leave that one. But this link between the brain and the gut is now conclusively and scientifically understood. So, what would be the worst possible diet for gut health? It would be the same thing every day with no variety. It would be made up of one main chemical that destroys the gut biome and inflames the intestine, all while being devoid of the good fibre that keeps the gut healthy. In short, it would be commercial enteral tube formula with its main ingredient, the villainous maltodextrin. This is maltodextrin, a highly processed sugar. It is every tube feeding formula's main ingredient. There are 24,000 scientific articles about the negative effect it has on the gut. Its main crime being that it destroys good bacteria, like lactobacillus, and encourages bad bacteria, like E. coli. This study is one of the many that has investigated the effects of maltodextrin on the gut. Scientists gave maltodextrin to mice and discovered the terrible negative effects it can have on the gut, making the mice far more vulnerable to a huge variety of diseases and illnesses. But the terrifying thing is that the mice in this study were given a diet that was 1% maltodextrin. For tubies on formula, maltodextrin makes up about 50% of their diet. That is a huge proportion. If 1% maltodextrin is wreaking havoc on the gut, you have to ask, what does a continual and uninterrupted diet of 50% do? We'll return to this question. What's more, gut microbiota require fibre to feed on. Most formula provides the bare minimum of fibre, much less than is recommended, and all from the same few sources. The healthy bacteria in formula-fed guts are being both starved by lack of fibre and poisoned by a deluge of maltodextrin. On the other hand, not only does the average blended diet contain no maltodextrin, but can contain a huge range of varied fibres, all of which grow the healthy gut bacteria. This could be bananas, or spinach, or oats, peas, carrots, lentils, beans, rice, and avocados. Blended up and given as a vitalising parade of health, tubies guts just soak this up, spawning a rampant ecosystem of delicious gut bacteria. But there's more. As well as hurting the gut's bacteria, maltodextrin also damages the gut lining, causing what is known as leaky gut and inflammation. This allows bacteria and toxins to enter the bloodstream and is widely recognised as negatively affecting the brain and mental health. As well as that, this stuff, soy lecithin, disrupts the mucus in the gut and exposes it to toxins. On the other hand, whole foods like garlic, onion, coconut milk, olive oil, apples, and squash protect the gut. Or going even further, probiotic foods like yogurt, or fermented foods like sauerkraut, which you can buy from Polish supermarkets or make your own with a cabbage, some salt, a jar, and some YouTube, are full of good live bacteria. This gut inflammation, known to be caused by maltodextrin, also inflames the brain. This study shows how the chronic gut inflammation caused by maltodextrin translates to the brain and has now been conclusively linked to Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and Crohn's. Against that, blended diet offers the opportunity to give anti-inflammatories like berries, turmeric, and leafy greens containing polyphenols that protect the brain. More and more studies are now showing three things very clearly. Firstly, that the main ingredient of commercial formula, maltodextrin, is terrible for our guts. Secondly, that terrible gut health has serious negative consequences for our brains and mental well-being. And thirdly, that tubies on a blended diet have much better health outcomes than those being fed formula. So far, there are very few studies that have linked all these facts together explicitly. This study from the University of York showing much better gut health for tubies on blended diet. Note that higher score means fewer symptoms in stomach pain, discomfort, food and drink limits, trouble swallowing, heartburn and reflux, nausea and vomiting, wind and bloating, constipation, blood in bowel movements and diarrhea, as well as this Japanese one, both concluding that blended diet creates a far healthier gut environment than commercial formula. There's no doubt that in the next few years the last link will be made, that tubies on blended diet will have far better mental and cognitive outcomes than those on formula. Given that so many tubies face health problems related to brain function, it makes it even more important. A healthy gut leads to a healthier brain. While formula provides the most basic nutrition, the blended diet offers whole food benefits that support digestion and cognitive function. We've been giving blended diet for a while, but learn something new every day. So if you have a tip, or if you're thinking about making the switch and have a question, leave a comment below. Happy blending.